Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news is from Southwest Detroit, where sadly we've learned that a 2-year-old has been shot on Witt Street, which is right near Woodmere.
You're looking at video from the scene. An adult was also shot. Let's get right out to Megan Woods, who has more on the circumstances surrounding this shooting. Megan.
Yeah, so that 2-year-old was shot under her arm. She's in the hospital and she's in temporary serious condition. And then there was a man in his 50s. He was also shot. He was shot in the back. He's also in serious condition. And police are saying at this point, those two are just innocent bystanders. And you see behind me, investigators are still on the scene looking for working cameras, witnesses, anything that will give them a lead on who pulled that trigger. Police say the 2-year-old was in the car with her father and 2 other adults when someone in a silver or gray Jeep started shooting at that vehicle. That's when the 2-year-old was hit. That Jeep then fled the scene while still shooting, and a man nearby working on his car was hit by a stray bullet. DPD is calling this a sense of violence, something just yesterday they had a press conference about.
Here you got 9 o'clock in the morning, driving down the street, and now you got a 2-year-old girl that clearly has nothing to do with whatever the dispute was or whatever caused this situation. And you got a guy who's trying to fix his car in front of his house, and they're both shot. And so hopefully they make a full recovery.
Police say it appears there was only one vehicle that was shooting, and that is that silver or gray Jeep, and they're hoping to get a better description out later today, and we will have that on clickondetroit.com and on air. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, Megan, thank you for bringing us up to speed there. Of course, you want to stick with us here at Local 4 and clickondetroit.com. We'll continue to keep you updated with any new developments. Also making headlines this afternoon, today's primary day across the state. I want to show you some video from polling locations in Southfield and Warren. We're also following quite a few big races today.
Most definitely. Out of a large pool of candidates, only one Republican gubernatorial candidate will advance to face Governor Whitmer in November. On the ballot, Tudor Dixon, Garrett Soldano, Kevin Rinke, Ryan Kelly, and Ralph Rebrandt are running as a write-in former Detroit Police Chief James Craig. Now, there are 9 Democratic candidates for the 13th U.S. House District, which is currently represented by Rashida Tlaib, who is now running for the 12th District, and that's due to redistricting. And the 12th District, which is currently represented by Debbie Dingell, has 4 Democratic candidates on the ballot, including incumbent Tlaib and Detroit City Clerk Janice Winfrey. Dingell is now running in the 6th District due to redistricting. Meantime, our Hank Winchester out at the polls all morning long, looking at how smoothly voting is going.
Hank, tell us where you are and what you're seeing out there.
Evrod, Karen, good afternoon to both of you. We're here on Detroit's west side. Take a look at one of the schools here, and there's been a steady stream of people making their way in and out. We're at Pasteur Elementary here. That's just off Livernois near 8 Mile. It's also here earlier today where we caught up with the Secretary of State. She has been busy visiting different polling locations. We were in Warren earlier today. Many people getting out to vote. In fact, numbers already up over the last midterm election. The good news, too, is all the early voting. More than 1 million Michiganders have already cast their vote in today's race. We had an opportunity to ask the Secretary what are her concerns today. Is it the lack of volunteers, technology issues? Surprisingly, no, those are fine. She's most concerned about misinformation. Here's what the Secretary had to say.
The biggest challenge preparing for today and preparing for November is misinformation. We've seen a lot of enthusiasm from people on both sides of the aisle wanting to be a part of the process, which is a great thing. But we've seen a number of people who have been fed misinformation and misunderstandings of the elections process, in some ways activated to potentially interfere with the process.
And of course, we want to hear from you. If you encounter any problems at the polls or you yourself receive any misinformation regarding this important election day, we want to make sure that you're able to get in touch with Help Me Hank and the Help Me Hank team as we investigate any potential problems within Metro Detroit today. The Secretary saying so far, as of this morning and up until the noon hour here, things are running very smoothly. No reports of any major problems anywhere in Metro Detroit. And of course, that is exactly what we want to hear. You still have plenty of time to get out there to vote until 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to continue our coverage. We'll have more for you this noon at 12:30. For now, Karen, Evrod, back to both of you.
All right. Thank you, Hank. We appreciate it.
The Detroit branch of the NAACP's voter hotline will help voters if they need it. If you have any questions about voting, or maybe you need to report any signs of voter intimidation or suppression, you can call the hotline. We'll give you the number here. It's on your screen, 313-664-2424. And that voter hotline is going to be available until 8 o'clock tonight.
Stay with Local 4 and Local 4 Plus throughout the day and after the polls close. Starting at 8 this evening, Devin Skillion will be live with our pollster and election experts to break down the results as they come in.
We're going to get to breaking news now from Taiwan, where U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has just landed, despite China's threat of, quote, serious consequences.
The trip marks the highest level visit to the island by a U.S. official since 1997. China has repeatedly warned Speaker Pelosi not to make the visit, while the United States has warned Beijing not to turn the moment into a crisis. In a statement released shortly after her arrival, Speaker Pelosi said the visit was a sign of America's, quote, unwavering commitment to supporting Taiwan's vibrant democracy. Meantime, stock market is reacting to the speaker's visit. The S&P 500 fell slightly as investors weighed tensions between the U.S. and China. We'll stay on top of the market impact as the day progresses.
Also falling, gas prices. They continue to drop, and we'll give you a look at where prices stand here in Michigan. AAA is reporting the average price for a gallon of gas here in Michigan. Now $4.19 here in Metro Detroit. The price average is $4.15 a gallon, and that is 21 cents less than this time last week. This morning, United States Secretary of Energy and former Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm spoke to CNN about this drop in prices.
Well, certainly a big piece of this is the fact that the president has been releasing through our strategic petroleum reserve 1 million barrels a day to help stabilize prices. This is going to go on for 6 months. It already started, so that's one piece of things. He has called for an increase in production, both at home and abroad, and we have started to see more production come online. Just remember, the reason for this surge, though, is, yes, coming out of COVID, but also because when Putin invaded Russia, of course, when Putin invaded Ukraine, Russia is one of the largest exporters of oil. And all these countries, like the United States, Canada, EU, said, we're not going to take Russian oil. That pulled all those barrels off the market. So supply and demand were way out of match. So the president tried to increase supply, all at the same time as accelerating our movement to clean energy, which is why, I mean, this whole circumstance is really a foot stomp on why we can't rely on the volatility of fossil fuels.
Of course, we are continuing to stay on top of gas prices for you. We'll continue to update you as we get new numbers daily, and hopefully they keep going in that right down direction. Also making headlines this afternoon, reaction continuing to pour in after President Biden's announcement that the U.S. killed the world's most wanted terrorist.
A weekend drone attack took out the leader of Al-Qaeda more than 2 decades after he planned the 9/11 attacks on Washington and the World Trade Center. Jay Gray has the report from Capitol Hill.
Justice has been delivered, and this terrorist leader is no more.
The president confirming a U.S. drone strike that killed Al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri, fulfilling a promise made 2 decades earlier from the smoking rubble of the 9/11 attacks.
The people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Al-Zawahiri was the primary architect of the deadliest terror attack on American soil. He was Osama bin Laden's personal doctor and chief advisor, taking control of Al-Qaeda after bin Laden was killed by U.S. forces. He was actively targeting the U.S. at the time of his death.
He worked to try to inspire plots against America and Americans, and he worked to hold together at a strategic level a global network of Al-Qaeda terrorists to carry out those plots.
The mission to take out al-Zawahiri included weeks of surveillance and a precision hit with no civilian casualties, all carried out entirely from the air, almost a year after the president's controversial decision to pull U.S. forces out of Afghanistan.
And I made a promise to the American people that we continue to conduct effective counterterrorism operations in Afghanistan and beyond. We've done just that.
President Biden stressing those counterterrorism operations will continue to be a top priority of his administration. Yeah, and in a written statement, the Taliban-led government in Afghanistan, quote, strongly condemns the attack, calling it a violation of international principles. In Washington, I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
Thank you, Jay. Let's turn our attention to today's forecast as we take a live look outside through our sky cam. A little gray out there, but some clouds as well. Brandon joins us with what we're expecting for the rest of the day.
Looking pretty good for most of Metro Detroit, with temperatures in the middle upper 70s, flirting with 80 degrees already. 79 Grosse Ile, 78 Metro Airport, but notice 70 degrees up north. There's a little more cloud cover for parts of our north zone, and beyond today, we are looking at double trouble headed your way for Wednesday. No wet weather in the forecast today, but tomorrow a different story. Highlights of dangerous temperatures, severe storm timeline coming up.
All right, Brandon, thank you. The White House has officially named a national monkeypox response coordinator.
President Biden formally named Robert Fenton to the role today. Officials say he'll be coordinating the federal government's response to the outbreak, including equitably increasing the availability of tests, vaccinations, as well as treatments. Fenton comes from FEMA, where he was a regional administrator. Additionally, officials say the CDC's director for HIV/AIDS prevention will serve as the deputy coordinator. Meantime, later this afternoon, we will get an update from Michigan health officials about COVID case numbers across